Folks, if you haven't heard this one yet, you're going to be in for a shocker. Let me get this straight. A hospital in Rhode Island is now telling their staff who have COVID to come back to work, and that it's okay that they have COVID. So I feel like this doesn't even seem real. And when I first heard it, I actually had to go see the video for myself, which I will have the team loop in here post-production. If you haven't heard this, get ready, because it's quite possibly the most mental thing you've ever heard. It's absolutely mad. So a hospital in Rhode Island who fired countless staff members, primarily nurses, but doctors, or they were forced to resign because of the obvious. Those same hospitals, because of the increase in cases, are now, and they're short-staffed because those that stayed are out with the virus. Now they're saying if you have the virus, as long as you're not showing symptoms, it's okay. You can come back to help us treat the patients with the virus. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Like, are we at that point where we've now thrown reason out the window and we've said, okay, well, you're fired because you're not getting immunized. And if you're not getting immunized, you're gone. You're fired. You're either forced to resign or you're fired. So, okay, they're gone. And those who stayed are the ones who got fully immunized. Okay. Now, there's a surge, and there's a surge of patients coming in who are sick that are, from some reports, primarily immunized. And now, the staff that was remaining, that was fully immunized, they're out, sick, with the virus, and the hospital is saying, well, we need you back. And the staff that's fully immunized but got sick are saying, well, we're sick, we need to stay home. And they're saying, it's okay. It's okay, you don't need to stay home. You could come back under these conditions, because we need you here. We're short-staffed. So, although you have the virus, we need you to come back in with the virus to help take care of those in the hospital with the virus. And I don't even think my dog can wrap his head around that. And he's a Belgian Malinois. If you know Belgian Malinois, they're pretty smart dogs. He can't even understand. He even said, wait, what? If you guys love dogs, throw a thumbs up or a dog emoji or a heart. If you love dogs, we just had a great training session, and that's why he's panting and he's out of breath. He got water, don't worry. It's nice and temperature controlled in here, so don't worry. But if you love dogs, go ahead, throw a heart up and throw that dog emoji up. And if you're thinking about getting a dog, don't get a Belgian Malinois, because they are crazy. Unless you have the time to like literally run every day with them and do training every day with them, you are going to be. So if you're an animal lover, you're a dog lover, go ahead and throw that heart up. And thank you for tuning in. And thank you guys for dealing with the heavy breathing behind me. He's just as flabbergasted as you can see by this move. So I would like to know what your thoughts are on this. What do you think about hospitals telling their staff members that were the remaining staff members that didn't get fired, that are now out sick, telling them to come back, or out with the virus, come back despite having the virus to help take care of those in the hospital with the virus? Like I said, and I always say here on this channel, I don't care who you voted for. I don't care what gender, race, whatever. I don't care who you like, who you didn't like, who you think got elected and didn't get elected. That doesn't matter. This is now, we're in the realm of common sense. So let's like ask ourselves, does this make sense? In any scenario, in any universe, does telling those who have the virus to come to work despite having the virus to take care of those with the virus make sense? Fully immunized. Otherwise, they wouldn't be working there. And at no point have they said, okay, well, you know, like maybe we need to get some of these other people back that were let go. No. So now what we have is a situation where those who followed the rules and got immunized and now they're out with the virus are saying, I got the virus, I don't want to come in. And they're saying, yeah, so long as this, and this, you're fine. We need you to come into work. And those workers are like, whoa, hold on. I don't feel comfortable coming back into work. And the hospital administration saying, don't worry about it. Come back into work. It's okay. You're good. We need your help. We need all hands on deck. It's getting busy in here with people who are sick with the virus. So, you know, there's a lot of things that are happening right now that maybe a lot of people are saying none of this makes sense. I mean, like we had the Vice President of the United States of America compare what happened on January 6th to 9/11 and Pearl Harbor. Thousands of people died those days. And from the resulting wars, thousands upon thousands of brave men and women died. And you hear the Vice President of the United States compare what happened at the Capitol to those days. I don't know if they actually believe that anyone is in agreement. Like I know people. I was in the city on 9/11. I was in New York City, and I know people who passed away. And I know that in speaking to them, it's a slap in their face to compare what happened a year ago that they're still talking about on the news as it happened yesterday, while they ignore other things. And then they say it is on the same level. Some said worse than 9/11 and Pearl Harbor. Like, are we in the Twilight Zone right now? Is anyone believing any of this, or do they just not care? Do they not care how they sound? Do they not care what is going to come off as? Have they lost all sense of, well, I got to sound reasonable, I got to sound credible here, so let me not sound too crazy? Or is it just like, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? How do you feel about an event that lasted roughly 3.5 hours and was over as quick as it started? There's some question around how it started. But that's neither here nor there. It happened. It was a horrible incident. It was an embarrassment in our country, for sure. One person lost her life at the hands of a police officer. And it was back in session a few hours later with a couple $100,000 in damage, allegedly. Not minimizing it. I think the billions of dollars of damage over summers past, summer of 2020, billions of dollars of damage, black neighborhoods and black lives lost, completely burned to the ground, and it's like they pretend that didn't even happen. They burned down police stations with cops in them. They burned police cars with officers in them. They just lit a police car on fire in New York City. Cops weren't in them, thankfully. A female officer was just executed, execution style, while she begged for her life by a black man and a black woman. She was begging for her life, and they executed her in cold blood with her own weapon. Yet they're talking about this incident that happened a year ago and comparing it to 9/11 and Pearl Harbor. If I was a family member, survivor of 9/11, my blood would be boiling. So, I don't know. I don't know how we got to this point where people feel comfortable with this level of lunacy. I don't really know. I have no idea. But are any of you aligning with this? Does it make sense? Does it make, if it makes total sense to any of you, I would love to know. If you're saying this event was worse than 9/11, worse than Pearl Harbor, or on par, I don't know. Are you okay with police officers getting executed while they beg for their life and it not even getting reported? Are you okay with people getting fired and those who remained, who followed the rules, are now sick, but they're being told to come back and work? We'll pay you, but you're sick, you have the virus, but we need you to come back and take care of those with the virus. Folks, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I'm really at a loss for words, and I think that we got to start asking ourselves, like, what the heck is going on here? Like, seriously, have we really entered this level of lunacy in our country? Is this normal? Is this acceptable? Is this what we want for our nation, for our neighbors? I don't think anyone wants to see that. I don't think anyone wants to hear that. But when you have leadership telling us these things and actually telling us it's okay, violence and destruction and burning and murder, mass lootings, and it's essentially ignored or called mostly peaceful. If You are lighting a building on fire. You are breaking the windows with stones, cinder blocks, and baseball bats, and lighting a police car and lighting a police station on fire, and breaking into stores, lighting them on fire, and running out with the goods, and shooting and killing people of color during this chaos who are simply trying to protect their stores and their livelihood. And you are reporting that to be mostly peaceful. Yet, you look at what happened at the Capitol, and you're calling that 9/11-esque, Pearl Harbor-esque. I don't care. Yeah, I know there's people who think they have their own thoughts about Pearl Harbor and they have their own thoughts on 9/11. I don't care what your thoughts are, who is behind it, all that stuff. That's whatever. What happened is real. The people who died are real. The attack was real. People died. Those were real lives lost. Americans lost. And you're going to say that that was just like what happened at the Capitol? Wow. I don't know. But I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Honestly, I was disgusted to hear it. It was absolutely disgusting. I didn't think any politician of that caliber would ever stoop to that level. And as American, I was absolutely saddened and disgusted by that. And I would love to know how you feel. I'm not talking about saying one event was okay, but to say that they were on the same level and some saying it was worse, that's not okay. And if you think it's okay, everything that's going on, I would like to know why you think it's okay. I'd love to know why. If you think it's okay for a mother, a single mother, a nurse, this is a true story, a nurse, single mother, 3 children, is fired for refusing a mandate and is now in a horrific financial situation because she decided to say, my body, my choice. And now her coworkers who stayed because they were immunized, who are now with the virus and out of work, are being told to go back to work and told that it's okay, they can come to work with the virus. While this single mother of 3 children is sitting at home, unemployed. You're telling sick people, people who are infected, to come in to treat the sick. That's sick.